I am Andy Signor. I started this stream with our hit song, I'm Not Your Dragon, because Blake Lively, you will not be dragging my name. I don't care if you serve me or not. You will not attempt to destroy my journalistic integrity with your shenanigans. I am still floored by this, guys. I am legitimately floored that this woman, legitimately, here, I shit you not, I have been served by Blake Lively. Here it is. You are subpoenaed. Look at this. Look at this. Sorry, you can't see. Blake. Anyway, my camera focus. I have a digital copy as well. Blake Lively has officially said, and Ryan, let's keep it clear. They both did this, and I'm shook. I'm shook, not because they got me and I'm worried and I'm nervous. No. I'm shook at how delusional they've gotten. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to get into as many details today, but I wanted to reveal this. We're going to have another stream with my lawyer tomorrow, and I'm going to explain what's happening. But I wanted to do a stream today to sort of just share how effed up this is. Like how insane, in my opinion, Blake and Ryan are, and how desperate they are, because what they're asking for is ridiculous. And they're trying, the reason I believe they're doing this is they're trying to muddy the waters to make myself, Candace, Perez, all of us seem like we are paid shills who are, in on it. And how dare I've seen the narrative. It was growing before even this happened, before TMZ alerted me of this. Let's take a step back for those who don't fully understand.
Welcome back to BoppingBob, everyone. So glad you're tuning in today, because what we're about to talk about is a huge story that's taken the internet by storm. It's only going to get bigger. Yes, we're diving into the legal drama surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But here's the twist. They're not just Hollywood's power couple. Oh no, right now, they're going head-to-head with independent journalists. And this battle could have massive implications for free speech and journalism. So, what's going on exactly? Well, in case you missed it, Andy Signor, the founder of Popcorn Planet, just revealed some shocking news. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have officially subpoenaed him as part of a legal fight involving Justin Baldoni. Yes, you heard that right. The couple has served Andy with a subpoena, demanding that he hand over his sources and reveal all communications about their ongoing legal drama. Now, let's set the stage a little. This all started with the legal clash between Justin Baldoni, the director of the film It Ends With Us, and Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Baldoni has filed a lawsuit claiming he's been the victim of a smear campaign led by Lively and Reynolds. He alleges they used their power in the Hollywood machine to damage his career and reputation. Naturally, Lively and Reynolds have denied these claims. And this is where things get wild, you see. Andy Signor, along with other influencers and journalists like Candace Owens and Perez Hilton, have been covering this story and sharing their opinions which haven't been favorable toward Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But now, instead of simply ignoring the press, they've decided to take it a step further. They've gone legal. And not just any legal action, but subpoenas demanding these journalists give up their sources and any communication related to the case. Now, Andy Signor is fuming. He's absolutely shocked by the audacity of this move. On his live stream, he expressed how he feels about the subpoena, that this isn't just an attack on him, but an attack on the very freedom of press. He said this is about silencing people who are trying to bring the truth to light. And you know what? I'm on board with him. It's crazy that in 2024, we're seeing this kind of legal intimidation used to try and shut down independent journalists. But let's break this down further, because it's not just about Andy Signor here. Candace Owens, another high-profile commentator, has also been subpoenaed. And trust me, her reaction has been nothing short of dramatic. In her own live stream, Candace laughed at the absurdity of the situation, calling it Christmas in July. For her. But don't be fooled by her lighthearted approach. Candace, just like Andy, is deeply concerned about what this means for freedom of speech and the right to report. Here's the thing. Andy Signor and Candace Owens have been covering this lawsuit from the beginning. In fact, Andy was the first one to report on the $400 million lawsuit Justin Baldoni filed against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. He was also the one who exclusively shared statements from Baldoni's legal team. And let's be real, that's journalism. Andy didn't make up a narrative. He wasn't part of a smear campaign. He was simply reporting on what was happening in a high-profile case that involves powerful Hollywood figures. But here's where it gets a bit sticky. And you can see why Blake and Ryan might be upset. TMZ, a major tabloid media outlet, reached out to Andy and Candace before they were officially served with the subpoenas. That's a major red flag, don't you think? How did TMZ know about the subpoenas before the process servers even showed up at their doors? To me, this smells like a coordinated PR move. This is classic spin. And what's the goal here? To create a narrative that Andy and Candace are somehow in cahoots with Justin Baldoni's team. To make it look like they're all part of some shady conspiracy. Let me tell you why this is important. If celebrities can just use their power to intimidate journalists into silence, then we're all in trouble. This isn't just about Blake and Ryan. This is about the very core of what it means to be an independent journalist. We need to be able to report the facts without fear of retaliation from the people we cover. And right now, Blake and Ryan are trying to make an example of Andy and Candace. They want us to be scared. They want us to think twice before reporting on them again. But guess what? That's not going to happen. Andy made it clear that he will not back down. He said it himself. He's not afraid of the consequences. He's ready to fight for his rights as a journalist. And you know what? I respect that. He's standing up for something bigger than himself. He's standing up for the free press. The press that's supposed to hold people accountable, especially people with as much power as Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Now, let's take a step back and talk about why Blake and Ryan are going to such extremes to silence the press. It all goes back to the lawsuit. You see, Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit was dismissed by the courts. And while that's a win for Blake and Ryan, the damage is done. The press, including people like Andy and Candace, have already reported on the case extensively, which has painted them in a negative light. Now, they're trying to wipe that slate clean by attacking those who reported on the story. It's like they're trying to erase all the bad press that's been building up about them. But what's wild is that they've chosen to target independent journalists. They're not going after major media outlets because they know those outlets are already on their side. Instead, they're going after independent voices, people like Andy Signor, Candace Owens, and Perez Hilton, who aren't afraid to speak their minds and report what they see. This is about controlling the narrative and silencing anyone who dares to speak out against them. Let's talk about the subpoenas themselves for a minute. The legal teams for Blake and Ryan are demanding that Andy, Candace, and Perez hand over every piece of communication they've had with Wayfarer, the production company involved in the movie It Ends With Us, and Justin Baldoni's team. They want to know who tipped them off, who their sources are, and what information they've received. This is a direct attack on their journalistic integrity. Imagine a world where every time a journalist breaks a story, they could be forced to reveal their sources. That's a dangerous precedent. And what about the timing of all this? Why is this happening now? It's almost as if Blake and Ryan are trying to punish those who have covered the case negatively by trying to force them into silence. They want to distract from the facts of the case and shift the focus onto the journalists instead. A classic PR move, and we've seen it play out in Hollywood before. When the going gets tough, celebrities turn to their PR teams and legal teams to try and control the story. But here's the thing. This whole situation is only backfiring. The more they push, the more people are starting to ask questions. People are starting to see through the PR spin and realize that this isn't just about defending their reputation. It's about crushing independent voices. Andy and Candace aren't the only ones who've raised concerns about the power imbalance here. Other voices are coming out, and many are questioning the authenticity of the legal actions taken by Blake and Ryan. What do you think? Are they justified in protecting their image, or are they using their wealth and status to bully journalists? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of independent journalism? If you ask me, this is bigger than just a Hollywood scandal. This is a battle for the freedom of the press. And if we don't stand up for people like Signor and Candace Owens, then we risk losing the ability to report the truth without fear of retaliation. This is something we cannot let slide. All right, folks, that's all for today. But make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Want to hear what you think about this whole situation? Are you Team Blake and Ryan? Or are you with Andy and Candace in defending the free press? I'll be back with more updates soon. Till then, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep fighting for what's right. Peace.